Grace and joy to you, family, and welcome back to another edition of Window to Look Through. We are in a 5-week series, and we're talking about the new ministry perspective as we celebrate our new year and a new beginning. So let me bring you up to speed. 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 10 today, as we look in on the story of Elijah and the widow woman. So he arose and went to Zarephath, and when he came to the gate of the city, indeed a widow was there gathering sticks. And he called her and said, "Please bring me a little cup and a little water that I may drink." The first thing we notice in this text is that Elijah has been called to another level of ministry in this hard place, this Zarephath. And not only has he been called to another level of ministry, but so has the widow. They both have nothing, and they both are trusting God for their last little bit of survival. God is calling him to no longer serve and speak to Ahab, the wicked king, but to talk to a woman who's down on her luck. He's calling this woman now to take her very last amount of resources and give to a stranger who she doesn't even know. This call of ministry was a call for her to rise to a new level of service to God. She was a widow, she lost her husband, and her son is all she has left. And Elijah has no one but Jehovah God himself. And they are both called to do something now in a tough situation. Now, as we come to the text, it says that he goes to the gate of the city and he sees a woman there who's working. This is critical right here because he needs to identify who this servant is going to be that's going to feed him. Who is this mystery widow woman? And he sees her gathering sticks, which says she doesn't mind working. She doesn't mind giving herself to the task. He asked her for some water, and she doesn't mind serving. Elijah is looking for the one whom God has said is going to provide for him. This woman, on the other hand, doesn't know that God has sent Elijah to provide the word of the Lord for her. I wonder today, in your Zarephath and in your hard ministry levels, are you too looking for the one that's going to help you in ministry? Are you looking for the person who's going to come along and encourage you in your time of despair? Well, stay tuned. The text says, as she goes to get the water, he calls to her again and says, as you're getting water, in verse 11, could you please bring me a morsel of bread in your hand? Now, this is the amazing test here. Elijah wants to know if this is the woman that God has said is going to provide for him. And if she gets the bread, then it's going to be a clear indication that this is the one the Lord has sent to help the prophet in his time of need. Verse 12 says, so the woman said to him, as the Lord your God lives, I don't have any bread, only a handful of flour in a bin and a little oil in a jar. And I'm gathering sticks that I may go and prepare a meal for my son, and then that we may eat it and die. What a very interesting reply here. An opportunity to minister at another level. See, the woman is asked to bring a piece of bread and give it to the prophet, but she doesn't have enough for the prophet and her family. What should she do? Should she hear the prophet's request and take her very last from her children or her child and feed this man? You and I would think, surely not. But God is giving her a test. And this is a test for her to go and do ministry at another level. What do you think will happen, family? Will she do it? Will Elijah continue to do ministry at this next level? Well, on next week when you come back, you'll find out what happened. So stay tuned and stay in contact with us at the next window to look through. I'm your pastor. This has been part 3. Look forward to seeing you next week.